What can go wrong? What can crop up? What can break the flow? Life being what it is, quite a lot of things actually. Here are just a few examples. If something happens like this, there may well be occasions when you have to forget your precious authority. One of the things that all teachers, particularly the new ones, the young ones, one of the things they worry about possibly more than most is keeping order. You must not let your authority slip. Well, all costs keep order does not necessarily apply. There are occasions, there are exceptions. Order is not always everything. If something happens and sheer common sense dictates that you must give way, then I'm afraid you must give way. Sometimes the situation will arise and common logic, sheer logic, tells you that there is only one way to proceed, and that is to give way. Another time there may be a situation in which all natural justice shrieks at you that you've got to give way. Authority is not all. There are times perhaps when the simple truth will tell you one thing. You'll get one message only, that is the give way in the name of the truth. And finally, it can be a combination of a set of circumstances in which it becomes quite clear that the odds are stacked against you. And when that happens, once again, you must give it best and you must give way. If under any of these circumstances that I've mentioned, you find it necessary to give way, then make sure you do it with grace. Point number 2, be ready to apologize. You're human, you're not perfect. There are bound to be occasions on which you have given some kind of offense, however unwittingly. Now, pupils are the other half of the partnership you're trying to build. And if something happens, as I've just described, it becomes clear that an apology is needed. And if an apology is needed, you must give it. And you must mean it as one human being to another. Oddly, they often value apologies more than compliments. Point number 3, be ready to see the joke. Now, there are good jokes and there are nasty jokes, aren't there? One can usually tell the difference. If a joke is offensive, remember you are not alone. If you do not have the stripes on your sleeve or the pips on your shoulder to deal with the situation, it is not weakness to call in somebody who does. But 9 times out of 10, the jokes are free from spite. And it is a rather touchy teacher who does not share in them, who does not, as I said, see the joke. There is no better lubrication for a lesson than a good shared laugh. Number 4, perhaps the commonest and perhaps the most infuriating circumstance of all, somebody simply comes in. You have worked hard at the lessons. You've worked hard to produce a particular situation, a particular point in the drama, a particular moment, a particular atmosphere. You've got them in the palm of your hand. And the door opens and somebody comes in with a perfectly harmless and a perfectly legitimate message. But the moment is broken. The lesson has gone and you can't put Humpty Dumpty together again, or very rarely. And what you've got to decide is when that visitor, however unwelcome he may have been, when that visitor has gone, you must decide if there's anything of the lesson left to put together. If there isn't, then you must make sure that you have at your disposal, at your immediate disposal, some material with which to plug the gap. You've got to have something to fill the hole that's left. You mustn't be caught at a loss. Number 5, there are some happenings which are not surprises. Why? Because you set them up yourself. And because you set them up yourself, you are totally in command of what's going on. With experience, you'll be able to do this more easily and more frequently. Remember, you see, you take this lesson probably several times over several years. You know all things about it. You know the material. You're totally in command of all the factual side of it. You know what their reactions are going to be. You know how you want to take the steps in the lesson. You know what's coming. They've only got one bite at it. They don't know what's coming. And when you do know what's coming, it gives you a wonderful edge. So, summary, some of the things that can break the flow. 1, be ready to give way. 2, be ready to apologize. 3, be ready to see the joke. 4, be ready for interruptions. And 5, be ready, if you can, if the opportunity presents itself, or if you create the opportunity, create your own breaks in the flow. Remember always, you know more than they do. And they don't know how much more.